If you are like many fans of Fleetwood Mac, you know how much Stevie Nicks has endured in order to trudge through the muddiness of addiction. For a long time, she was ensnared in a chaotic storm of drug abuse. Being the charismatic frontwoman of one of the best rock bands to ever grace the 70s era, Nicks made it look easy, at least from the outside looking in. Think about it, she pioneered through to deliver some of the most magnificent records of the classic rock era. However, despite Nicks delivering her story with such verisimilitude, perhaps you've never heard how addiction almost ruined the life of our beloved Rhiannon. Hear the tragic and equally inspiring true story of the Belle in Black. Watch as we recount Nicks's contribution to the Rumours album and how her addiction nearly threatened to take her life. This is Stevie Nicks, in her own words. If you've made it this far, this video is a part of our Women in Rock Music series. We want to say thank you to everyone who clicked on today's video. It means the world that so many of you take the time out of your day to spend it with us. It doesn't go unnoticed. Well, that isn't a simple answer. In fact, it's quite complex. From the beginning, Fleetwood Mac was already establishing itself as a prominent rock band. But that didn't stop some members from leaving the band. For some, the band was like a revolving door, with many taking their exit as they saw fit. Perhaps from a combination of dissatisfaction and impatience with success. I think one of the lesser-known stories is Bob Welch. Welch felt his time with Fleetwood was coming to an end. As we've spoken about on this channel, the music industry prides itself on innovation. If you can't exhibit that, it's easy to exhaust your creativity. For Welch, it was a combination of marriage woes and creative burnout. After losing Welch, Mick Fleetwood was desperate to replace him. However, in order to acquire the talents of Lindsey Buckingham, Fleetwood realized Stevie Nicks and Buckingham were a package deal. So with the urging of Buckingham's past producer, Keith Olsen, both Nicks and Buckingham would join the band, fostering talents.
Mick asked us, and the motivation stemmed out of a need to work, and we liked him very much.
With the 1977 release of Rumours, Fleetwood Mac was finally able to reach the superstardom heights they were denied. Even if their previous albums had been moderately decent, Rumours was the culmination of what sparkling new talent can do. Together with Buckingham's finger-picking style and Nick's unique songwriting capabilities, closely resembling that of an abstract painter, the band was able to coalesce into something special. Using what we assume in some images is either a 1975 or 1976 Gibson Les Paul guitar. With the use of either, Buckingham employs intricate melodies and gruff bass patterns. Many of Fleetwood Mac's most notable hits, namely on the Rumours album, created room for Buckingham's country and folk influences. Combine that with Nicks's songwriting, Rumours was the vehicle used for pain and drama occurring behind the scenes. Because they had been together since high school, Nicks and Buckingham had seen their fair share of relationship woes. These troubles intensified after joining the band. Love affairs and a combination of varying moments of drug-infused brought all of them to a silent surrender. With progressive bass, energy, and enticing lyricism, Nicks created a song called Dreams. On the same album, The Chain was seen as the most powerfully samba track of the record. Nicks and Buckingham each wrote songs on this album centering around their troublesome relationship. Rumours is the most identifiable album in rock history because it emphasizes the calamitous romantic relationship amongst bandmates, whilst imploring quality songwriting, instrumentation, and production. For Nicks, the Rumours era was filled with stress. The late Christine McVie would confirm this fact by stating she and Nicks would fill their necklaces with cocaine to ease the rigorous nature of touring and performing. But nothing good lasts forever. With Tusk being the commercial failure that it was for Mac, it was time to branch out. For Louder Sound, Mick Wall wrote, "If Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks had been the catalyst for Fleetwood Mac's evolution from has-been British bluesers into Californian soft rock exemplars, the magic sauce that nurtured the hits and reinvented the Mac's grisly old image, it was Buckingham and Nicks who used the early 80s, post-Tusk era to parley new, more exciting solo careers for themselves. This is echoed by Nicks's explanation in her approach to life. There's the wild side to me and the free side. As I get a little older and a little wiser, there's still the wild side that doesn't want any discipline whatsoever in her life, and the part of me that knows the only way I can get to people is not to be so terribly out of control, to balance the two. In Nicks's solo endeavors, she enjoyed monumental success, whilst simultaneously breathing new life into Mac's Mirage album. In her solo efforts, Nicks collaborated with Prince on the Wild Heart album. Additionally, she worked on the Stand Back album that went double platinum. And the 1985 follow-up, Rock A Little, elevated the single Talk to Me to top 4 status. I guess, in some ways, the wild side of Nicks was given permission to reign. During the latter part of the 80s, the gypsy singer's abuse of cocaine, alcohol and cigarettes would rear its ugly head, prompting Nicks to check herself into a rehab facility. A couple of years back, Nicks sat down with country music legend, Tim McGraw, to talk about her story, as only she can. Nicks would willingly confront the ghosts of her past, choosing to be as transparent as humanly possible. Here is what she said. I loved being in a band. Until 1981, I was not the least bit interested in having a solo career. Even when I decided I did want to do a solo record, I was not at all interested in leaving my band and not being in a band anymore. I just wrote way too many songs for Fleetwood Mac. She continued, I managed to save myself. I got through some pretty scary moments, but I saved me. Nobody else saved me. I survived me. I survived my cocaine. I survived by myself. I checked myself into rehab. Nobody did that for me. I did it, and that's like with my whole life. At 73, Nicks is finally free from the strongholds of addiction. Nicks is confident she saved herself from the dark moments of her life. Living the rock lifestyle is not easy for anyone. In Nicks's conversation with McGraw, one thing is apparent: she would only ever write a memoir, as a way to give wisdom to those struggling. Writing a memoir, in Nicks's case, wouldn't be self-gratifying. Instead, it would be as a warning not to go down a path of self-destruction, because some never make it out. I guess, in some ways, Nicks is lucky in that regard. She has made so many great songs and lived to tell her story. How many can say they've received that chance? Some can, while others will never get to. Fortunately, for us, Nicks was able to. We're thankful to have her still here with us, telling her story, and being a fortitude of strength. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out our last video.